Morning folks, it's me, Cattys. Yeah, I've got my glasses on today because I've been doing a bit of writing. Right, this is just the final Q&A video with Cattys. Should be out the weekend. So what I'll do, got a couple of old Kapilka. I've been out for my morning run and all that bollocks. So what I'll do is I'll crack on with the last few, well, for the number of questions that I've got some new ones as well. And as I say, what we'll do now is we'll quash this one, and that'll be it now for about 6 months to a year, 6 months or so, and then maybe we'll do another one if people are interested. I mean, it's been nice because the comments I've got back are quite positive, so then why not, let's keep it going for one more then. Okay, we'll start with a new question then. So Barney's Bimbles. Okay, Barney, some of you might recognise Barney. He's one of the chaps that goes out camping with us quite regularly, and he's asked, what is your favourite colour? I don't know. What's my favourite colour? It used to be blue. I used to like wear, when I was doing a lot of my ML stuff and I was in the hills and that, I'd be wearing blue. Blue was quite my favourite sort of clothing. Obviously in the woods I like the green stuff, but I like mixing it up. I like, sort of like people have seen me with orange Fjällräven trousers on, or I like to wear brightly coloured hats, and just to mix it up a bit. One bit of it is just for a bit of safety, and also at some of the bushcraft shows it gets a bit mundane with the fucking colours, all fucking browns and all the rest of it, so I just like to mix it up really. So no, I don't really have a favourite colour as such. I mean, all the colours are my favourite, you know what I mean? I think that's probably about the best I can give you on that one, I think, mate. Survival Silly has asked, menu for a 2-night, 2-day trip. Is it better to buy rations or make your own? Well, I think you have to answer that yourself. I mean, if you're going to buy rations, have a look at these ration packs and see what sort of products are in there. Whether or not if it's pilchards in bloody tomato sauce or something and you don't like them, then you wouldn't buy that ration pack, would you? Army ration packs from all around the world these days. MREs are quite a big thing, aren't they? I think with the possibly with the prepper community, I think people like to stash lots and lots and lots of MREs and ration packs and all the rest of it. For me personally, I like to make my own stuff. What I used to, well, I still do it now really, but what I used to do big style was when I was going back to doing my DV, when I was going away on trips with DV. Normally what would happen is I would go to, if my wife was going on a shopping trip somewhere, I'd go with her and we'd go to, say, Pound Stretcher, or we'd go to Home Bargains, one of them kind of shops. And I always like going in there and having a look at all the different products that they've got, all the pastas and all that sort of stuff. And the ideas that run through my head is like, how can I sort of maybe transfer them over into a ration system? And what I used to do was, because I've got a vacuum sealer, what I would do is I would make up a complete kind of 24-hour ration pack, something that would have calories up to about between 3,000 and 5,000 calories, especially if I'm walking up in the hills, if I'm up there all day with a group of young people, carrying a leader's pack, which is quite heavy, slogging over the hills, then obviously you need lots of calories and to keep that energy going throughout the day. The last thing you want to do is start bottoming out energy wise when you're with a group of kids that you're responsible for. So basically what I used to do is, well, even now, but not as much, I used to have like a filing system. So in my shed I've got like a plastic box, and in there I would have basically ration packs full up in this box, and it was almost like a filing system. And what I'd do is I'd date them and all the rest of it, and I'd take a ration pack out, and in there, for example, I would have for breakfast, I would have sort of around, I would have quite a lot of porridge in there. I'd have a big pouch of porridge. I'd mix it with cinnamon powder, bit of sugar, not so much sugar, more cinnamon powder. I'd put chia seeds in there, stuff like that, just mix it up a little bit, and then that would be my breakfast. So I get a real nice heavy sort of filling, energy producing breakfast, for when I'm sort of that initial sort of slog in the morning, to keep that old body going. Then midday, I'd have things like soups in there. I put cereal bars, and so on and so forth. And then I'd make up pastas, I'd make up my own jerky because I've got my own dehumidifier, so I would dry my meats as well. Again, that would all be vacuum sealed. Sometimes I'd take spam, you know, and just mix it up, and really it's down to you. I'd put sachets of coffee in now, sweets, maybe some bold sweets and whatever, and just kind of, I mean, go on the old internet and have a look, use your old Google food skills and have a look at some of maybe the old ration packs, that the contents that are in some of the army ration packs, for example. Maybe buy a few, have a look through them, and then work out, and then see how you can transfer them over to your sort of own personal use. There's plenty of videos out there, people explaining to you how they put their own ration packs, so maybe you can get some ideas yourself by going over and having a look at them. Okay, so but I personally like to make my own, I think, because it's you kind of know what's going in now, and yeah, there it is really. So I hope that's helped you out there, Survival Silly. What else we got? Right, Stealth Andy has asked what rucksack to use. Well, again, it's horses for courses, mate. I've got a Carrymore 45, the Sabre 45, which I use pretty much all the time. Excuse me, folks, I'm just going to drop a cup of tea. Yeah, so I've got a Sabre 45, Carrymore Sabre 45. I've also got an Ether, what's that, an Ether 85 I think it is. That's the Osprey rucksack, and that's a big lump, that is. I mean, that's a real nice lovely harness on that rucksack, and I wanted that more for kind of winter stuff, but I found that no matter sort of like the kit that I almost put in my Sabre 45, if I transfer it over to the Ether, it looks massive. It's because there's not really many kind of external pocket. There's not that many external pockets roomy enough to put gear. You're putting everything inside that rucksack, so it makes it look really long. But other than that, that's quite a nice rucksack, but I don't use that as much. I've gone back to using my Sabre. I love my Sabre 45. I've got a Hydro 30, which is the Carrymore, the day sack, which you often see me using in my videos when I'm going out for the day. Occasionally I might use that one that I've got from Decathlon. I've got the little Cebotron bag. Some people like external frame Bergens, some people like internal frame Bergens. It really is up to you. I mean, go in the shops, have a look, do your Google Food Schools and have a look online. And it is just a matter of, you know, I mean, I'm born out of a sort of coming from a sort of a military background, and I have had external frame Bergens, but I've also had internal frame ones as well. And, you know, some people say, oh, the external ones are better because it allows more airflow through your back and you don't feel that sweat on your back and all the rest of it. Well, I mean, to be quite honest, you're going to get fucking sweaty anyway carrying a rucksack, whether even you feel it on your shoulder straps or whatever. So, I mean, it's just you, your own personal choice. Alright, so, Andy, I hope that's alright. I know I've probably glanced over it quite quickly, but I hope that helps. Barney has then asked, what moisturiser do you use? Fuck off, will you have moisturiser? I don't use moisturiser. I just drink loads of water. That's my thing. You know, that's why I look so young and handsome and young, I suppose. Anyway, so yeah, no, I don't use any moisturiser. You cheeky fucker. Barney then asks, how do you manage to go running so much? I go 3 times a week and I feel like my body is falling apart. Mate, I've been there. You've just got to keep pushing on through it. I'll run for a long time now. I've been running every day. I'll run, my distances are anything from sort of 3 to sort of 10 miles, and then at the weekends I might try and push between 12 and a 15 miler in, depending on how I feel, and if I'm not doing anything, if I haven't got nothing else on the go. You just have to keep going, mate. If it's there's time, you know, there are times, especially when I'm working this kind of shift, when I'm on a late shift, I don't go to bed till late, and then I get up early in the morning. One, because I want to see my boy, just to say hello to him before he goes to school, and then I kind of sit on the edge of the bed and it's like, fuck, you know, I just want to lie back down and go sleep. And it's like, it's at them times when you want to fucking throw the towel in and curl back up under the quilt. That's when you get your ass out of bed and you get out on the road and fucking pound them miles. And when you've done it, it makes you feel so much better. Yeah, you know yourself, you've been running, it probably makes you feel better. It does me. When I don't go for a run, if I'm on this particular shift, fucking hell, I'm like a bear with a sore head when I'm at work, because I just haven't managed to get, you know, purge my body of all the previous day's shit. You know what I mean? So you've just got to keep slogging at it, mate. You really have. I'm no. Don't get me wrong. I'm no fucking runner. I'm still having a puff on the old cigarette. I am sort of like, as I have calmed it down. But I don't really call myself a runner. I really don't. I mean, I just done a 6 miler this morning, but I really, honestly, I don't. Hang on, I'm not a competitive runner or anything like that. I'm really, for me at the moment, it is a means of purging my body out. It's helped me up to now to lose some weight, and it does make me feel a little bit better inside, mentally and physically as well. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Survival Silly now asks, woods for bow drills. Right, woods for bow drills. I don't like the bow drill technique. Alright, I don't like it. There it is. Alright, I just think it's, if you're using the bow drill technique in a survival situation, then you are in a survival situation. That's because you haven't got a ferro rod in your pocket, you haven't got a Bic lighter, box of matches or whatever. Even when I go out for a run, I've got a lighter that sits inside my pocket, okay? Just in case of them eventualities. But that's not to say that the bow drill, you know, I think sometimes with the bow drill, it's almost like this one-upmanship. It's like, you know, if you can bow drill a fire, then you're some sort of fucking special bloke, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. I mean, I do practice the technique. I'll practice it, try and practice it in the winter, in the shit months. But also, you know, practicing it in the summer is a piece of piss. If you're a complete learner, it's best to do it in the summer because, you know, the woods are drier and you've got more of a chance of succeeding than you are in not succeeding. But if you are, you know, but obviously if you're going to be doing it in the winter, it requires a lot more hard work and wood selection. My personal choice of woods that work great for me is to have a drill that's made of a hazel wood, so it's nice and hard, and then normally my hearth, which is the bit that the wood is drilling into, I normally like to use lime or poplar or something like that, a nice softwood. I have used alder on alder, and that to me, they're sort of like the woods that I will try and go to. I haven't really got a lot of experience with using some other woods. I haven't used birch really. They're the woods that I go to, and they're the ones that seem to work for me. But as I say, I mean, I don't really use the bow drill that often. I will get it out every now and again. I'll either get my own bow drill kits out and play around with them, or I'll go up the woods and I'll have a practice while I'm up there. But to be brutally honest, you just got to get out there and use your own Google food skills again and read books and all the rest of it, or go on a course or watch the videos, okay? But for me personally, with the woods for bow drill, for me it's hazel, poplar or lime as a soft. I've used alder on alder, and for all the years I've been doing it, that's my own experience really. There are other people that will probably fill you in a hell of a lot more better than I can on that, but that's my brutal honest truth when it comes to the bow drill. Okay, what else we got? I'm running out. Right, let's cross these out now. Bear with me, folks. What rucksack to use? Oh, Andy asked where do Oompa Loompas come from. Oh, I don't know. You have to watch bloody Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, yeah, right. The final question then comes from Barney's Bimbles, and he's asked, what hints and tips can you offer the youngsters that are interested in the outdoors? Well, for a start, I don't know if I have any youngsters that watch my channel. If I do, please sort of like say hello, and I'm a 10-year-old boy and I watch your videos or whatever, or maybe my son and my daughter watches your videos. I don't know, I'm not really sure, but when I was doing my, when I used to run courses, when I was doing some courses myself, and one of the local schools that I used to do some stuff with, when the kids used to come out, they turn up in a minibus. I'm normally there a day before, set up the parachute, got all my gear laid out, food's there, tripods on the go, there's a brew table with hot chocolate and tea and coffee and all that there, benches all laid out for the kids to sit on and the teachers and all the rest of it, and they turn up and I'm normally there looking like, you know, like someone that's just been in the woods for a couple of days or whatever, and these kids turn up and they're all in their flash trainers and their lovely tracksuits and all the rest of it, even though you've given them sort of kit lists and all the rest of it about what gear to wear and all the rest of it. Well, if they want to wear these £100 night trainers, that's fucking down to them. But anyway, you get the kids turn up with their handbags and fucking this, that and everything else, and they're a bit, they're sort of taken aback when the first thing I do is offer my hand to them to shake their hand, and then secondly I say, right, okay people, I grab literally one of the people out the front, and I'd say to them, right, okay, what I can do for you, can you come with me, mate? I'll have a mine taped off area. And I used to get them to put all their gear inside this mine taped area. And then what I'd do is I would get this one person, I'd say to him, right, I would tell him the information, and then what I would want him to do is then go back and communicate to the rest of the people in his group, that normally about 10 to 12 people, and I wanted him to communicate that information to them, and they're shocked that the first thing they do is they'll offer them a cup of tea, and I'll welcome them to the site. Now when they sit down and they're having a cup of tea or a cup of hot chocolate or a cup of coffee or whatever, and I start talking to them about the outdoors and all the rest of it, and I ask them what their perception is of the outdoors, what they are, you know, how they see it, how they see the outdoors. And I used to say to them as well, right, put your hand up, okay, who goes camping? And you'd be lucky to get one person to put their hand up. Okay, who goes fishing? You might again get the odd person out of a group that has fishing. I mean, from one year I did have a group, and there was two boys that done fishing. They went sea fishing with their dad and their uncle, and them boys stuck out from the rest of the group in regards to their camping and their fieldcraft skills. Now, taking the dog out. Oh, I occasionally take the dog out the park. Right, and that is it. Yeah, well, and that is it. Kids, like, I am not trying to tarnish kids and brush kids with the same, you know, trying to tarnish kids with the same brush, sorry. And I think it's quite a shame, really, that more kids are not doing more outdoor stuff. You have it in the news over the years that, oh, kids are getting fat, kids are fucking playing PlayStation games, and kids are playing this, and kids are, you know, they're not getting outside as much. But then on the other side of it, you're fucking scaremongering kids because they're not allowed to go out, they're not allowed to do this, they're not allowed to do that. You've got these forest skills schools. Now they're great, they're really great, but I think there's too much red tape in the way. A lot of these, I think I might have mentioned on a video a while ago about it, and I do honestly think that they're not allowed to they're still not allowed to be let off the leash. The kids are still not allowed to be run wild, and not run wild, but you know what I mean, like lads go feral. When I was a kid, I was fucking lived in my Wellington boots. I was always over quarries and stuff like that. I could never climb trees because I was too fat, and if I did, the fucking branch would snap, you know what I mean? But I was always out doing something, you know, I was always out doing, and then eventually it was Army Cadets and all that, which I told you in the last Q&A. But anyway, maybe I'm digressing. And what hints and tips can you offer young people in the outdoors? Get out there, just go out and play. Find some other mates that go out and play, just go and build dens. You've got YouTube in the internet, maybe have a look at YouTube in the evening or something at the videos, because hopefully you'll be watching my videos, I don't know. But regardless of that, you know, if you've got uncles and all the rest of it, and dads and all that are interested in, I mean, I've got two kids, right? Now, my daughter loved it. My daughter loved the outdoors, you know, or admittedly doing uni and all that now, but him, the boy, try to get him into it, and he's just not really that interested. I'm really not that interested. I've really tried to sort of, maybe because it's dad that's teaching, that's trying to show him stuff and all the rest of it. Maybe I'll need one of my mates to sort of take him under their wing and show him some stuff, and he might go out a bit more. I don't know, but it does me in because he socialises on the PlayStation. He sits on the PlayStation, you can hear him talking to his mates. I say to him, why don't you go out? Yeah, but Dad, none of my mates want to go out. Because this is the way they're fucking sitting there, this is the way they're socialising. And I'm probably having a rant here, and I'm supposed to be answering the question, but I kind of think that that's the fucking truth of it all, that I haven't come across young kids at the moment that are really interested. It's very few and far between at the moment. If I'm wrong, then please tell me. Alright, then please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm only putting my own personal opinion, my own personal descattys opinion across. But I think that, you know, the kids are not enjoying it. It seems to be we're now getting to this gap where it's all the older, it's all our blokes my age, you know, like in their late 20, you know, in their 21s and that, you know, in their sort of, you know, their sort of 30s, 40s and all the rest of it. And then a lot of the other kids are not, don't appear to be that interested. Even with forest schools and stuff like that, I dare say that some of the time them kids, not to say that, you know, because it's hard, isn't it? Because not everyone is going to be into the outdoors. Not everyone's going to like it. But I think I'm not really sure where I want to go with the answer with it. I'm really not sure where to go. And again, from one experience that I had a young person that came out on a course and he was homesick. For the 2 days that we was at it, it really pissed it down, and he really felt homesick. He wanted to go home, and I kind of sat him down, fucking smacked him around the face, punched him in the... No, I didn't really. I just sat him down, you know, spoke to him about it. And the following year, the boy was back out again, and I said to him, "Hello, mate." I said, "I recognise you from last year." Couldn't remember his name. And he said, "Yes, I loved it." He said, "I really liked it. So I'm so glad that I stuck the weekend, that I stuck the 2 days out." And when he went back, he ranted and raved at his parents, and even his parents took him away on a camping holiday. So, so what hint and tips can I offer young people? As I say, get out there, really get out there, go out and play. You know, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure if there's almost like you're scaremongered in one half and expected to go out and do stuff in another. It's like, you know they're trying to encourage people to lose weight. Well, fucking hell, stop showing Poxy Burger adverts after 7 o'clock then, and, you know, and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm going off on a rant. Sorry, I really do, sorry about that answer. Barney, we'll talk about this one round the fire. Alright, because I don't think I'm getting the answer across very well. I'm just going on a rant because it fucking annoys me, I think. Anyway, so there it is, folks. That's it. Thanks for watching. Alright, that's the Q&A's all done. I'm not doing any more. The office is now closed for Q&A questions. I hope you enjoyed that one. Alright, that's the last of them. Please let me know your thoughts and your comments. For some reason at the moment the subs seem to be going down. I don't really know why, maybe because, I don't know, for whatever reason subs seem to be going down. I'm trying to increase the subs and I'm sort of playing on, I'm on this sort of trampoline at the moment, I think. You know, hit the old thumbs up, please comment, leave a comment, you know what I mean, just let us know what you think. And I always appreciate people's feedback. So take care, folks, have a good one and stay safe. Des Cattys signing off. Laters.